Welcome to this tutorial on researching with the Eastern Townships Archives Portal. The Eastern Townships Archives Portal, or ETAP, was established in 2016 as a multilingual, multi-repository online archives management database for archival institutions situated in the Eastern Townships of Quebec. You can access the database by going to townshipsarchives.ca. Funding for the establishment of this database was provided by Library and Archives Canada, and it's now managed by the Eastern Townships Resource Centre. The database currently holds archival descriptions for the Eastern Townships Resource Centre as well as its regional partners on an access to memory or A2M platform. This database facilitates the regional sharing of archival descriptions across institutions. This tutorial will deal with basic searching on the Eastern Townships Archives Portal. If you're interested in learning about browsing or about advanced searching, you should watch the tutorials on those topics. We also recommend watching the browsing tutorial first as it provides some background information, including information about archival descriptions, which may be useful in your searching. Now let's get started on basic searching. To begin a basic search on the Eastern Townships Archives Portal, you click on the search box that's located in the header bar. Then, as you begin to type in a search term, results will begin to pop up in the box below. So the first feature is called the type ahead feature. This is what predicts what it is you're searching for, and the search results below the search box are known as the faceted search box because they're separated by the type of record. So in this example, we have a paper with a folded corner. This refers to archival descriptions. The silhouette of a person refers to people and organizations, and this little map pin refers to places. So these are the things that the database thinks you might be looking for. So if you want to simply search for what you've typed in, you would click the magnifying glass next to the search box, or if you'd like to explore one of the suggestions here, you just click on that. What you can also do is click on the all matching descriptions, people and organizations, or places, and this will show you everything related to what you've entered so far in the search box. When you're performing a basic search on the database, the search box defaults to a global search. However, if you click on an archival description, then the search box will automatically default to search the repository that holds that archival description that you've been looking at. So this is called a delimited search when it is restricted to one repository, but you can see here that you can toggle back to a global search if that's what you'd like to do. If you do conduct a delimited search, so for example, if we search Eastern Townships Resource Centre, then in your search results, you'll see at the top that there's a filter tag that indicates which repository has been searched. So if you find that your search results are not what you expected them to be, you can remove this filter tag by simply clicking the X next to it, and now it has conducted a global search of the database instead. The search terms that you choose when conducting a basic search on ETAP will vary from one research topic to another, but generally you should try to choose the official forms of names for people, places, and organizations, and you can use subject terms from the ETAP Controlled Subject Taxonomy. So you can access that either by clicking from the ETAP homepage on Browse by Subjects, or you can also click on Browse next to the search box and then select Subjects from there. So from here, we can select terms such as business and commerce, or for example, if we look at hotels, we might use the term hotels instead of the term motels because this official term is what should be linked to any archival description about a hotel, a motel, an inn, a bed and breakfast, and so on. However, what you'll find sometimes is that in the titles or in the scope and content descriptions, the other terms are used. So for example, if an institution is known as a motel, then the title or the scope and content will probably still include the word motel. So we recommend that you use synonyms for these types of situations when you're conducting a search so that you get all possible results on a topic. Similarly, sometimes there are outdated terms. So for example, if you're looking for a phone book, you may want to search for a telephone directory. This difference in language can depend on when the original record dates from. The difference might also depend on who described the record and what time period it was described in. So it's good to include alternatives just in case so that you don't miss any important records. The next thing you should be aware of when choosing your search terms on ETAP is your punctuation. Access to memory databases are completely literal with how you enter your punctuation. So for example, if you're searching for bishops and you enter it with an apostrophe, you'll get 814 search results. However, if you searched for it without the apostrophe, you only get 4 search results. And this is because it's only looking for archival descriptions where the word is spelled exactly like that without the apostrophe. So just be aware that where you enter your punctuation matters, and the best way to ensure that you cover all of your bases is to search for both with and without the punctuation. The next thing you should consider when choosing your search terms for your basic search is if you'll be using multi-word search terms. So for example, if we search for the term building committee, you have 23 search results, but actually what those search results are is searching for building and committee, which is using Boolean search logic, which will be discussed in the advanced searching tutorial. But if you'd like to search for building committee in that exact order, then you need to include quotation marks around your search terms. Because right now the results that you're getting aren't necessarily the 2 words appearing in order. It might be a description where both words appear in a different order or not immediately next to each other. So instead, if we put quotation marks around our 2 search terms, you see that we only actually have 13 search results. So these are search results where building and committee appear in that order, one after another. The final thing that you should consider when choosing your search terms are prepositions, articles, and determiners. So when you're using a multi-word search term, for example, Lady of the Lake, these prepositions, articles, and determiners can confuse the database. So there's 2 ways to approach this. You can either search for the multi-word search term in quotation marks, as we've discussed. So in this example, we see 28 results for Lady of the Lake. This is searching exactly for those words in that order. Your other option is to remove the quotation marks and simply search for the 2 key subject words without including the articles, determiners, or prepositions. So if we just search for Lady Lake, we have 32 results. What that's actually searching for, as we've discussed, is lady and lake, thanks to the Boolean searching logic, but either of these methods should give you relevant search results. In terms of managing your search results, once you've conducted your basic search, you'll be brought to a results page where you can scroll through and look at all of the possible relevant results to your search. At the top of the page, you'll see the total number of results for the search that you conducted. And you can also change how your search results are being sorted. So by default, your search results are sorted by relevance to the search term or terms that you've entered. But if you hover over this downward arrow next to relevance, you can change it to sort by date modified, title, identifier, reference code, start date, or end date. In terms of the relevance sorting, it's by default selecting archival descriptions that match the title in terms of the term that you've entered. And then following a title match, it's also looking for matches in the creator, identifier, subject access points, scope and content note, name access points, and place access points. And if your search term matches more than one of these fields, then your search results will be ranked even higher in terms of relevance. You can also change the direction of sorting. So by default, you're seeing descending order, so it's showing the most relevant resource first. However, for example, if you change your sorting method to date, then you may want to put it in ascending order depending on how you'd like to see your records. So you can change that here. And another view that you can change, by default, you're seeing the list view, which you can see right here, but you can also change it to a grid view. So if you select the grid view, you can see previews of digital objects that are linked to the archival descriptions. However, this is relevant if you're looking for digital objects, but not so much if you're looking for descriptions that don't have digital objects, because as you can see, you're only provided with the title information here and a link to the description. So the list view provides far more information about the resource being described. So you can see some of the scope and content description, what collection or phone it's a part of, the identifier, the dates, the level of description, and the title. And at the bottom of your search page, if you have more than 30 results to view, you can navigate through the multiple pages of search results. From your search results page, you can also apply limits and filters to narrow your search. So you have facet filters here on the left-hand side of the page under the Narrow Your Results By heading. So you can filter by language, by collection or phone, by archival institution. You can also filter by creator, by place, subject, level of description, and media type if it's indicated. So once you've selected one of these filters, then your total number of search results will lower to only include the results that match the filter you've provided. And the filter tag will appear at the top of your results list to indicate that the filter has been applied. And if you'd like to remove it, you can just click the little X next to the filter tag and it will be removed. On the left-hand side here, you can see that there are numbers next to each of the filters. These numbers indicate how many records are associated with that filter. So for example, for the search of child, there are 150 records in English and 105 in French. So that's what this number refers to, and you won't see any possible filters here that do not have any search results associated with them. So for example, on the portal, there are no records in Spanish right now, so you will never see Spanish as a language filter available. And the final filter that you can apply when there are digital objects available for the search you've conducted is the digital objects filter, which is just at the top of your results list here. So you can click Show Results with Digital Objects, and that's going to filter your results down to only those with a digital object attached to the description. When managing your basic search results, another feature that you should be aware of is the Clipboard function. So from this search results page, you're seeing preview descriptions for archival resources, and if a description interests you, you can save it to your clipboard. So you can do so by clicking the little paperclip icon that's next to the preview description. So you'll see it says Add to Clipboard, and now at the top of the page, the matching clipboard icon has a number 1 on it because we've saved one record to our clipboard. Another way that you can save records to your clipboards is from the detailed description page. So on this page on the right-hand side, you'll see a clipboard heading, and just below that it says Add. So we can add the records that way as well. Now you can see the number has increased to 2 to indicate that that record was saved to my clipboard. So from this clipboard icon at the top of the page, we can do a few things. We can go to our clipboard to view the items that are saved to it. So here you can see the previews for those 2 descriptions that we've saved. We can also export our clipboard results. So if we click export, we have the option to export either as a CSV file or as an XML file. So you can choose whichever one you prefer. Since we've only saved archival descriptions to our clipboard, those are what we are exporting, so we don't have any other options under type. And we also have the option to include descendants. So in this case, we've saved only items to our clipboard, so there are no lower levels of description to include. But if we had saved, for example, a phone, we could also include the descriptions for all of the series, files, and items below that phone. Other things that we can do with our clipboard. We can clear everything from the clipboard if we decide that we don't want to save these records anymore. So you can clear it either from this page where we're viewing our clipboard, or you can click on the paperclip icon and click Clear All Selections. And we also have the option to save our clipboard. because at the moment your Clipboard results are only saved for the duration of the session where you have this window open in your browser. But if I were to close this window, then I reopened ETAP, my Clipboard results would no longer be there. So if you'd like to save your results and return to them in a later session, you can click Save, either here or on the Clipboard icon at the top of the page. You can click Save Clipboard, and you'll come to this page where you're provided with a Clipboard ID number. So you're responsible for keeping track of your Clipboard ID number, but this is a unique ID that you can copy and then use to open the clipboard at a later date. And it will show you the exact results that you had on it when it was saved. So in order to load a saved clipboard, you click on the paperclip icon and click Load Clipboard. And then this is where you would enter in your Clipboard ID number, the one that I've just saved. And you have two options. You can either merge the clipboard with your existing clipboard results if you've started a new session and already started saving things, or you can replace your existing clipboard results with the saved clipboard. So then, depending on whichever one you choose, once you hit load, you will either be shown your existing saved clipboard or the results of merging the two of them together. One thing that you should note, however, is that if you load a saved clipboard and then you add new items to it as your session goes on, you still need to save it at the end because you'll be provided with a new Clipboard ID number. So it won't be the same as the one that you used to load it because now this clipboard is different. So just make sure that if you add anything, you save your clipboard at the end and you note down your new Clipboard ID so that you can open it in a new session. And this feature is great for if you're conducting a long-term research project and you want to keep returning to your search results and adding to them. These are the functions that are available to you when conducting a basic search. If you're looking to conduct a more advanced search, you should check out our tutorial on advanced searching with ETAP. If you don't know exactly what you're looking for yet, you may want to watch our tutorial on browsing with ETAP first to see what kinds of records are available. In the meantime, we wish you good luck with your research and thank you for watching.